Alright, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome to another stream of Ace Attorney. Well, what's the full name in English? Ace Attorney Miles Edgeworth Prosecutor's Path. Also known as Ace Attorney Miles Edgeworth 2 or something like that. I don't know. Anyhow, welcome aboard. Hope everybody is having a great Friday. Today's Friday. And let's see, where were we last time? So we just finished. What just happened is that, or rather the story so far, the president of Zhengfa arrived to deliver a speech in the middle of a park for some reason, where he landed his plane, again, for some weird reason. There was an attempted... You think not? Okay. That's good to know. I've been thinking, I'll dig into that a bit deeper in a second, but yeah, I've been thinking to start that, maybe do like a change of career or something. And I don't know, I've just been considering it. Just that it's about being methodic. I think I can be methodic. The president of Zhengfa delivered a speech. Someone was trying to assassinate him. Someone shot him. He was wearing a bulletproof vest, but in the attempt, one of the two bodyguards standing next to him was shot and killed. So we went to inspect the body. So there was a murder after all. We went to inspect the body along with the killer, Shelley the Killer, the infamous serial killer or sequence killer. If anyone's been watching Mindhunter, highly recommended, by the way. So, and we went aboard over there with him, even though he said that he did not do it. Well, actually, no, he didn't say it. But he was curious to see if we can find out who did it. So it kind of implies that it wasn't him. When we arrived, we inspected the place, but what just happened is that the murderer just like shut the lights off, beat all of us pretty much, even though Edgy is the only one on the ground, and escaped. Because he said that he's had enough of the investigation, he pretty much can figure out who did it. So that's it. We are now accompanied by Detective Gumshoe, and maybe we can try to solve this. Oh, it was all because that the president is actually behind that door you see in the background there, and he wouldn't come out even with his other bodyguard's life on the line. So I'm also starting to think maybe there's the reason he looks like a lion is actually kind of a reference to the Cowardly Lion from Wizard of Oz. I'm not sure, we'll see. Anyhow, that's enough for me. Let's get cracking. Did I pass out? Mr. Edgeworth, thank goodness you're safe.
Mr. Edgeworth, are you okay?
Kay, what about you?
I just woke myself up. My head's throbbing a bit, but it's no big deal.
Detective Gumshoe, what happened to the killer? Miss Swift came running out of the plane. She told us the killer made a run for it, but we were too late, sir. We heard from that bodyguard that the emergency lifeboat over there has been stolen. He's probably at the other side of the lake by now, sir. That's how he escaped? How did the... Wow, that's like a really major case of incompetence, I think. If he's like rowing on a fucking lifeboat, on a tiny fucking lifeboat made of rubber or something, and like the police around couldn't shoot him, they didn't notice it? Didn't you seal off the park? Exactly. The police were all called back to surround the plane. And they didn't see him like exit the plane if they were surrounding the plane? Right now, there's no one guarding the opposite shore. Oh, come on. And that's how he did it? That's still kind of dumb. That means he succeeded in giving us the slip. Sure seems that way, sir. Shit, what voice did I give him? Mr. Prosecutor. Horace Knightley. It seems you also had a narrow escape. This universe runs on incompetence like 90% of anime world, if you say so. I don't watch enough animes, but yeah, there is a lot of... Now that I think about it, there is a lot of... Like, the whole reason for the Phoenix Wright games is because there's like a lot of incompetence on the prosecution side because they never find the right person to accuse, and Phoenix Wright always has to defend them and find the right person. Plot convenient incompetence, yeah. But really, when you think about it, the game is built on like the fact that the state and the prosecution can't do their job right. Well, the main series, the Phoenix Wright series. So I guess you're right there. Yeah, that sucked. That punk. Come to think of it, we found this near where you fell, sir. This is the killer's calling card. Looks like a message from him. Calling card data jotted down. I should look at that. Maybe even right now. Just so they don't miss anything. Shelly the killer dropped it as he fled, embellished with a shell symbol. Okay, yeah. Pretty straightforward. He always leaves his card next to his victim's body. I guess that's his way of saying that he could have killed us if he wanted. But you're not dead, sir? Perhaps this signifies something similar to a killing. Which reminds me, the last thing he said still bothers me.
However, I have already seen the truth. I leave the rest in your hands, Mr. Prosecutor.
So yeah, pretty much said that he figured it out before us. Which I guess is possible because he knows what he did and didn't do. Seen the truth? What did he mean? Yeah, it's safe now. What was that? The president will be making his entrance now. Okay, so I'm going to need a voice for the president. I gave him like a temporary one earlier, but I don't know. I guess I'll just do my best. But if anyone has an idea, hit me up. The president? Yep, there he is. Does kind of look... Yeah, he looks a lot like a lion. Wong. So yeah, he looks a lot like a lion, but he didn't... Well, I don't know if he's supposed to be cowardly. But he didn't come out when, like, his bodyguard's life was on the line. Even though, like, his bodyguard's job description is to put their life on the line. Aw, shit, it's Maury. AKA Spaghetti Boy. What's up, man? This man is the president of Zhengfa, Dijun Wang. You went on in Dead Island? Oh! You went on ahead without me? How far? Almost at the end? Holy shit, dude! But that's not the first time you're playing it, right? Or is it? How many hours did you put into it? Holy shit. Well, okay. If you still feel like, I don't know, redoing it with me or something, that's still cool. You are? It is an honor to meet with you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecutor. Oh, you're joking. Okay. Because I did see you playing a bit earlier, but of course it's cool. You can play whatever the fuck you want. Getting the boring side quest. Oh, okay, cool. I am Dijun Wang. I've heard of your deeds. You saved my country from a great crisis. Is he referring to the Yatagarasu case? I was simply solving a murder, nothing more. Such modesty. I've been observing your investigation. An astounding performance, despite allowing the killer to get away. Thank you very much. So he was watching through the security cameras. However, I regret that it ends here. What do you mean? Well, I thought he was giving him the finger again. Heed my words, foolish prosecutor. You should have already been informed by Knightley. This investigation will be handed over to the esteemed police force of Zhengfa. Oh, right, yeah. He did tell us that the only reason that it came back to us was because of the killer holding Knightley hostage. Now that the killer is gone, they intend to take over the investigation. Hey, pal! What are you doing? What's with that attitude? Yeah, I noticed that too, Maury. I think they're just, well, it's a good thing, basically. They're just applying more, I don't know, fixing issues, I hope. Giving more content. They really should be commended in how much content they keep, like, pumping into that game. And they're not just moving on to Payday 3 like they did after Payday 1. Even though the game is just, like, so overloaded with content right now, I feel, like, so overwhelmed every time I try to play it. It's because of the killer and Mr. Edgeworth that... Enough, detective!
Mr. President, I cannot agree to this. Why must this investigation be handed over to your country's police?
Why, you say? Know your place, puny prosecutor. Must I explain my actions? Nay, I think not. You shall hand over all the evidence you found so far, and leave this plane at once.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, be a good boy and do as you're told.
I cannot resist any longer.
Well, that sucks. All the evidence handed over to Knightley. Well, that really sucks.
Why? Why won't he allow me to investigate this case any further?
Well, maybe it really was an inside job of sorts.
Now then, would you kindly take your leave? Knightley, place the suspect under firm restraint.
I'm on it, Mr. President.
An attempt on my life, the murder of my subordinate. Such evil, such sin.
I didn't kill nobody. I swear.
Shut your trap, lady. You dare question me? You dare stain this world with deceit? Should we pardon this sin? Nay, absolutely not. It is most unforgivable. My reasons being...
There's no mistake. The President is hiding something. If I turn back now, the truth will be lost forever.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Mr. Edgeworth, is there nothing you can do? I remember the countless times I faced this dilemma in the courtroom. The lies of the witness, the rebuttals of the defense. I did not always have evidence to counter them. Nonetheless, I was still able to draw out the truth from them. That's right. My words alone are my weapons.
Oh, here we go. Oh yes, the chess minigame.
Now then, let's analyze the situation.
Okay, so remember, we need to get him, like, angry, and then, like, let him simmer a bit with his anger or frustration until he blurts out something when his guard is down. Okay, and he's got 2 pieces.
Leave this place at once. This is a direct order from the President himself.
He's not even listening. Any rebuttal I give, he cuts off. When he has that forceful attitude, I need to watch the situation carefully. My opponent is the President of Zhangfa. I don't think he'll show any weakness easily. His words may be overbearing, but I need not be intimidated. If I observe his behavior closely, I should be able to read his emotions. First, I'll start by asking about his reasons for taking over the investigation. Now, let's begin. A good opening line will put me at an advantage. Change from the Asian girl to the black... What? But I'm the black guy. So you want me to change and restart as the... Or you can change at any time, maybe. So I should change to the Asian chick? And yeah, she's supposed to be... I heard that she's, like, the hardest one, because she does a lot of damage, but she has, like, the lowest amount of health. So, yeah. I don't mind switching, if you prefer it that way. I just think that our team comp
should work well. And I think that tank and DPS is like the best we can do with a two-person team. Logic chess. Begin.
Please, allow me to confirm something about the investigation.
Nay! I don't recall granting you permission to speak.
Oh, shit. Wait and see.
I am the president of Zhengfa. You shall not talk back to me.
I'm not talking back. I'm simply asking for confirmation. This investigation will be taken over by the police of your country. Is that correct?
Exactly. That is all I will say. Restrain yourself from making any more unnecessary comments.
Wait and see. Just let him talk, I think.
That's enough. Being on this plane is tantamount to being on my country's soil. You cannot do as you please.
Which is why I didn't say I could do as my please.
This plane? Is there something significant about this place? I should remember this clue.
Okay, nice. So we got something out of him. Oh, nice. Dirty gaming. Maybe you could even stream yourselves together. So, okay, we did that. Explain your reasons, I guess. After we did the other line.
I'd like you to explain your reasons for depriving us of our right to investigate.
Impudent fool! Hold your tongue! There is no reason. That should be enough of an explanation for you.
Perhaps that clue may be useful here. Gathering from what you've said so far, does that forceful attitude of yours have some connection to this place?
Oh, that's a hit.
You insolent!
Earlier, you said that being on this plane is like being on your country's soil. From those words, I was able to deduce the answer. Namely, that is, you wish to claim extraterritorial rights inside this plane. Am I correct?
Farce won't make a sounding. Oh boy. Oh man, it's getting hot in here, or is it just me, Mori?
That's enough. I shall brook no insolence.
Yeah, he seemed incel, so let's let him, simmer with that.
If you have nothing to say, be gone. You're wasting my time.
Okay, should have. Maybe when the text is orange, I should, do that. If it was orange now.
It seems I should have been a bit more decisive there.
What? I get a hit like that?
I must not be intimidated by his words.
Oh, there are two black characters? So which one did you take? Like, what's his specialty?
If I observe his behavior closely, I should be able to read his emotions.
Okay, so again, explain your reasons, and this time I will play my move. Okay, we did this. I'm being a fool. There's no reason. Perhaps a clue. So yeah, this is definitely a move. And the other one was like, we were playing a knight. So maybe... There's Sam D, who's the black rapper dude you picked. There's Perna, who's the black chick who specialized in firearms and buffing the group. Oh yeah, the support. Oh, so you picked Perna. Oh, you meant black girl, not black man. Okay, well, I don't know, man. I hope that maybe I should switch to the Asian girl, because I don't know, like, tank and support? You could give it a try. I don't know. I also don't know how difficult the game is, really, because I never completed it. But do you think that'll work? Or isn't that, like, too much, you know, like, not enough damage? We'll be fine, I guess. Maybe it'll just take a bit longer, then, in that case. Okay, so yeah, claim to wish. And now we gotta agitate it. We see Mansell. So yeah, it's not orange, but it's not a pawn either. It's a different piece, so maybe that's how we're supposed to know to act on it.
Your words are forceful, but I cannot overlook them. The moment I mentioned extraterritorial rights, your face grew pale.
Oh, that's one piece down.
In light of your brazen courage, I shall grant you an answer. That's right. I am claiming extraterritorial rights right inside this plane.
Well, yeah, that's usually the case, but I still don't know how hard it really is. Because so far, I mean, I know it's just the very beginning, but we've just been, like, beating things senselessly. So, again, I don't know. Like, you know the game better than me, I think. So, if you think that a tank and support can make it without a DPS, and it won't be, like, super boring and will advance really slowly, then that's fine. On the other hand, if we got only support and DPS, maybe, and we're missing a tank, maybe, like, we'll both die really easily, so I don't know. Are good, but I deal a lot of damage. Oh, okay. So you're still some sort of a DPS. So maybe that'll work. That's fine then.
However, what does that change? You are still powerless. There's nothing you can do about it.
I see. Under international law, the plane would be considered part of Zhengfa. How convenient. If you wish to stake his claim, then I shall question its validity.
Oh, yes.
The next move will decide the outcome. He may be the president, but there is a hole in his logic. Let me break it wide open.
As your claim valid, aren't you being... let's try with that. Or you're a lawyer. Do you know anything about international law? Is there a loophole here I can use?
I challenge the validity of your claims to extraterritorial rights.
Do you truly understand what it is you're saying?
Of course. And I stand by it.
You dare doubt my words. You have no shame.
What should I be ashamed of?
Haven't you realized it yet? I've cornered you.
Damn it!
Nonsense. You're just wasting my time with pointless chatter.
Ah, that was a needless statement. Shit. Must not be intimidated by his words.
Okay, so again, what was the other one? Telling him something or just, like, shutting up. But he wasn't, like, really getting mad, I think, so I think I'll try the other one.
If I observe his behavior closely, I should be able to read his emotions.
Let's try that one again. Do you truly understand what it is you're saying? Gonna stand by it. You have no shame. Do the shameful one. Maybe that'll get him mad, and then I'll say something.
Haven't you realized it yet? I have you cornered.
Oh shit, it's gonna be the same thing. God damn it, I didn't know he was gonna say the same thing.
You're just wasting my time.
Yeah. Okay, should I go for the other beginning statement now, maybe? Or just shut... I guess I'll shut up and hope for the best. Again, this isn't exactly LA Noire. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes.
Such irredeemable ignorance. It troubles me greatly.
There's no need to worry. I do not need to be saved. It is Miss Swift whom I wish to save from these false charges that you have laid against her.
I admire your tenacity. However, your wish is unattainable. The extraterritoriality laws are unshakable. This plane is Zhengfa territory.
I don't have enough clues to proceed with this line of questioning.
Shit, I should have gone for the other option at the beginning.
I should try another line of attack. Permit me to say this. Don't you fear that your actions are too forceful?
Who asked for your opinion? All you need to do is obey. Forceful is the wrong word. It is authority. Leadership.
So you arrested Miss Swift because you felt you had the authority to do so?
Yes, that girl is a criminal. There is no room for dispute.
Wait and see.
The shooting took place outside the plane. Only she could have done it.
That's it. The shooting occurred outside the plane. This could be a very important clue.
Well, there we go. Is your claim valid? And again, do you understand? Well, shut up. to redeemable ignorance. Alright, tenacity over your wishes unattainable. Are unshakable. This plane is Zhengfa territory, but... it's time to use that clue. Indeed, I do not question your extraterritorial rights inside this plane. However, you just claimed that the shooting took place outside the plane. Yes, if it didn't happen inside the plane, extraterritorial laws do not apply. Your claim has fallen apart. Miss Swift's arrest is invalid. Yes! Oh, with a pun.
Impossible to be bested by a mere prosecutor. I am the president!
Checkmate, Mr. President. Yes. Logic chess complete. Mr. President, will you allow us to continue with our investigation?
No.
That's pretty good facial animation right there, actually.
I yield. I will allow it. My heart is generous. My heart is tolerant and merciful. Therefore, as such, certainly, thus we shall. It is our duty for a most noble cause. Gentlemen, now is the time. I, the president of Zhengfa, for the sake of the investigation.
This guy sure likes spinning around the bush.
Knightley, we have received the President's permission. Could you return our evidence? Do I really have nothing right now? Yep, just my badge.
Here.
Knightley returned all of the evidence.
You did it, Mr. Edgeworth!
Indeed. Now we can resume the investigation.
It's funny how happy you are just because I give you your precious pieces back. Now let's see how well you use them.
Pay attention then. Here is my next move. Mr. President, may I make one more request of you? Would you please testify about the moment of the incident?
Testify? Hey, hold on a sec. That's your next move? Isn't that the sort of thing you'd leave to the courts?
Naturally, it's a courtroom procedure. However, I'd still like to hear what he has to say. If he refuses to cooperate with the investigation, he will have to give a clear reason.
That's...
Is there something wrong?
Knightley, stand down. I shall grant the Honorable Prosecutor's request.
Oh, suddenly I'm honorable. Thank you for your cooperation.
Now, heed my words.
President's testimony.
Where was I when the incident occurred? Ah, yes, the stage. Then, Rook and Knightley suddenly appeared and stood in front of me. After that, I heard a gunshot and a red balloon bursting. And so, those two attempted to escort me into the plane. But then, the second gunshot. The bullet pierced through Rook's body and struck my bulletproof vest.
If that's the case, the president's a victim too, right?
It was an assassination attempt. Mr. Rook just happened to get caught up in it, unfortunately.
But isn't it strange? Why would the victim want to interrupt the investigation?
Of course, if this becomes public, it would cause problems.
I see. There's still some deep, dark secret behind this case, right?
Certainly the President, perhaps Knightley too, know of this secret. Without fail, I shall reveal it all for all to see.
Well, let's get to it then. I think maybe the weak point is when he talked about a red balloon. Since there was no red balloon, he could have only meant a Steel Samurai balloon, which wasn't really red. Not really. So it may be that. I don't think we've used it yet in anything, so it definitely could be that, but I'm going to press everything up till then just to see.
Hold it!
Are you aware of just how serious this incident is?
You naive man. Do you think I would be perturbed by that question? Of course, I am well aware that a coward attempted to shoot me. At the time, I was on the stage delivering my speech.
Okay. The Rook and Knightley suddenly appeared and stood in front of me. Which is consistent, I think, with like the photo we have, right? Oops. Yep, consistent.
Hold it!
Did you realize there was a shooter when they appeared in front of you?
What was I doing at the time? Ah, yes, the speech. During my speech, I was in a euphoric state.
Sorry, I was just thinking of the meme.
At this moment, I'm euphoric. A state of nothingness and enlightenment.
So, you got nervous and you blanked out.
Nay, I have not forgotten a single occurrence that transpired during my speech. When Rook and Knightley appeared in front of me, I was surprised.
After that, I heard a gunshot and a red balloon bursting. So yes, I think this might be the weak point.
Hold it!
A red balloon?
You try my patience, Prosecutor.
That was not my intention. I just wanted to make sure your recollections are reliable.
There were balloons on both sides of the stage, swelling red in the cloudy sky, as laid out in the security plan.
Security plans? Ah, the ones from the bag.
Well, this one. I guess it does show balloons on the sides. It wasn't red though, so I don't know if. I don't know.
They stepped in front of me just before the balloon burst.
Okay, so maybe that wasn't the weak point.
And so, those two attempted to escort me into the plane.
Wait, is that really what happened? Because I think someone told us that it was only Knightley. Oh no, they started and then he got shot. So Knightley finished escorting him to the plane, I guess. But let's press.
Hold it!
Attempted to escort you? What actually happened?
That's right, attempted. Rook and Knightley raised their attaché cases.
It's a moment shown in case photo.
They led me towards the plane.
Okay.
Hold it!
What happened after the second gunshot?
Pitiful Prosecutor! If you don't know that much, you're not fit for duty.
What's that supposed to mean?
I grow weary of needless repetition. It should be quite obvious. Even you should know the path of the second bullet.
The bullet pierced through Rook's body and struck my bulletproof vest. So this is the final one. I'm not really sure which one I should present.
Hold it!
When the bullet hit, what condition was the victim in?
Oh, he was truly a man among men. Still groaning from the bullet's impact, he grabbed hold of me and dashed into the plane.
So you entered the plane along with the victim?
I am to be protected. Rook was to protect me. That was his role.
He speaks firmly.
But it feels like he's just dodging the question, sir.
He's a president. That's to be expected.
There doesn't seem to be anything out of place.
Since he's also a victim, he wouldn't have a reason to lie, sir. So, what he said should be nothing but the truth.
On the contrary, there is one point that stands out to me as odd. Try to recall the state of the crime scene.
Huh? Really? Show me the evidence!
Perhaps I should review it one more time. Okay, the state of the crime scene. Well, the 2 points I think might be problematic are either the balloon, since he said red, there is part of a red balloon. The incident occurred. Luke Knightley appeared and stood in front of me with a gunshot and a red balloon bursting. Those two attempt to escort me out of the plane. Then a second gunshot. The bullet pierced Rook's belly and struck my bulletproof vest, and that's when they tried to get him inside. On the right side of the stage, it has ruptured. Well, I don't know. It is a balloon, and it was red, and it is in the security plan, so I'm not sure if this is the right thing. Newspaper article. Oh, sup, Cheers! Great to have you around, buddy. How you doing? Call step recorder. 2 gunshots can be heard. Check this. Touch the check button. Yeah, definitely 2 gunshots. He's talking about hearing the balloon burst, and we don't hear that, so I don't know. Maybe that's something? Oh! Coming in with the racial jokes, huh? I'm fine, man. Had a decent day. I've been watching Mindhunter. It's a new Netflix show with David Fincher. It's really, really good. Highly recommend it. Even though I'm only in episode 8 out of 10 so far, it's been really, really good. Okay, got the bullet trajectory. So the first gunshot came through here and the balloon burst, and that's what he heard. And then the other one came over there when Rook was guarding the president. No, Mind Hunter. With a D. Case camera data. Do you have anything conflicting here? There's people running, we don't know what happened after that. Okay. Modified yesterday. Rook takes Knightley's place. Because everyone's saying Knightley will lead the president inside the plane. I think maybe this is it. It clearly says that in case of an emergency, it's only Knightley that should be leading him inside. But he kind of dodged whether Rook took him inside or not. So I think I might need to present this on the final piece. Let me just review it one more time. I think it might be the security plans, though. Let me press one more time to see that he is truly a man, and he dashed into the plane. So you entered the plane along with the victim. I am to be protected. Rook was to protect me. That was his role. Yeah, he did. He kind of dodges the question. So I think that's the weak point. And maybe, since the plan was different, maybe that's what we need to present. I think I'm gonna try that. Even though he's talking about like the scene of the crime, so it might still be the balloon. But let's give this one a try. Okay. Let's try. Objection! That statement is contradictory. Have a look at this evidence.
It was inevitable. Knightley.
Got it, Mr. President.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. The only thing contradictory is your own statement. Oh, is your own statement.
Shit. Ugh. They're ganging up on me. Okay. So it's not that. Let me try the balloon, maybe. A red balloon bursting. Since Edgy said something about the scene of the crime, I'm gonna try to... I don't know. I'm just gonna try everything. I got almost full health. I should give me enough space to try whatever I want. Objection! Oh, there we go. A red balloon burst? I'm afraid that's not the case.
What?
Please have a look at this piece of evidence. Can you see what has burst?
No! This is... What exactly?
It's the Steel Samurai, warrior of near Old Tokyo. You'd do well to remember it, if you wish to win the support of this nation's people.
And don't forget the rival show, the German Ninja.
The balloon that was raptured by the bullet was no ordinary red balloon. It was a Steel Samurai balloon.
Huh? But according to the plans, there should have been 2 red balloons. It says so right here in the security plan.
It certainly looks like there are only 2 round balloons drawn there.
Knightley, what is the meaning of this? Explain at once. Yes, sir. That Steel Samurai balloon was the last-minute replacement.
Replacement?
That's what we were told. Seeing that information didn't make it to the president. Seems that information didn't make it to the president. We ran into a little trouble during setup last night. One of the balloons that we had prepared burst.
So, you scrambled to find a replacement?
Exactly. We just happened to run into a guy manning a stand in the park. He said he'd lend us the Steel Samurai balloon. He was kind of a poser.
A stand, a Steel Samurai balloon, and a poser.
We pumped air into its red samurai pants to create a makeshift balloon.
Oh, I see. So the Steel Samurai balloon looked just like an ordinary red balloon. Is that what you mean?
Knightley, why was I not informed of this? Sir, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't think it was important enough to report.
Couldn't you tell by just looking at it?
I did not notice it.
Wait, hold on. Any chance that he wasn't actually outside? And was maybe like, I don't know, or... like, not a clone, what's the name? Like, some sort of doppelganger? That he was using? Kinda like Saddam. So he mistook the Steel Samurai's pants for an ordinary balloon. Was there a reason why you made that mistake?
Oh,
But what now?
a moment, please. I just remembered now. I could not see the balloon very well.
You couldn't see it?
Exactly. At the time, the wind was strong. The flags on the stage were fluttering wildly, and they obstructed my view.
The flags?
Did you not see the flags that were set up on both sides of the stage? Due to the strong wind, they were waving about, just like this.
Nice animation, Mr. President. So a strong wind was blowing at the time of the incident. The flags were fluttering wildly. Is there a problem with that? Can we see, maybe? I don't know. Is that a flag right there? I'm not sure. Seems like I should say that there is a problem. I'm not sure what it is, though. We only have photos from that, from over there. Maybe with a trajectory? Since if they were, if the flags were flying back, according to our trajectory, the bullet shouldn't gone through them. Shouldn't have gone through them, unless our trajectory is wrong. Yeah, so there is a problem, definitely. President Wong, you have my gratitude. Your testimony has helped uncover a new contradiction.
A contradiction, you say?
Yes, one that turns the very foundation of this case on its head. During my investigation, there was no wind at the crime scene, so the flags remained still. However, the flags were actually fluttering in the strong wind. This completely changes the meaning of that piece of evidence. Which evidence contradicts the state of the crime scene? Obviously, this one. Take that! The gunshot rang out during the president's speech. The bullet struck the balloon and also pierced through the national flag. I had previously deduced that bullet's trajectory using these facts. The assassin fired the bullet from the left side of the audience area. However, if the flags were fluttering about like so, my reasoning changes. Exactly.
Ah! Says the flag's position has changed.
Correct. The bullet's trajectory must also change. And if we trace the trajectory of the bullet, we can tell who fired the shot.
But, Mr. Edgeworth, that person is...
Indeed. I still don't understand why. However, it can be none other than him. By tracing the bullet's path, who was the person who fired the gun? Well, it had to be Knightley. Seems a bit like maybe the president too, but the president couldn't, in the middle of a speech, he couldn't be able to like shoot a gun. So it had to be Knightley. Doesn't command the president's bodyguards, can't turn his head right. But he can turn it left. So that kind of works. Take that! The person who shot the balloon was none other than you, Horace Knightley. What? Connect the bullet holes in the balloon and the flag, and the line points to you. Judging from the path of the bullet, it can be deduced that Knightley shot the balloon.
But that guy's one of the president's bodyguards. Why would he have shot the steel samurai balloon, sir? Preposterous. I agree with the detective. There is no reason. Are you saying Knightley, who has saved my life on numerous occasions, is an assassin? Prosecutor Edgeworth, I've had up to here with you. My job is to protect the president. Knightley, control yourself. Sorry, sir. Prosecutor, indeed, the wind was strong during my speech. However, the wind strength can change very quickly. Evidence! Show us evidence that the flag was flying at the moment of the gunshot.
Okay, so that must actually be the picture. Since if you look at the, we could see if you look at the flag over here, you have these kind of brown and yellow lines. You can also spot them right here. There we go. So yeah, that's my evidence. The gunshot occurred at the moment the president raised his fist to the sky. The evidence that shows this moment is... Do I have something that shows the state of the flag? Yes, we do, actually. Oh, wait. No, we should present this. Take that! The evidence is in this photo.
Interesting. And where in this photo exactly?
Proof that the flag was flying in this photo is... right here. Take that! Don't you see? The fluttering flag can be seen in this photo.
No!
There is no mistaking that the flags were flying at the moment of the incident.
So then, it really was that guy who shot the balloon.
That would mean Mr. Knightley is the assassin.
Horace Knightley is... He is not the assassin. It was just, what's the word? A distraction, I think. Of some sort. Horace Knightley is not the assassin. The only thing he shot was a balloon. A balloon on the opposite side of the president. So I wonder what does the gun we found have to do with this? Maybe it was... I guess, yeah. It is very possible it was planted there, when you think about it. If this was all some kind of elaborate distraction or show or some sort, they could have definitely managed to... made sure to, like, stuff the gun and the plans in there to make us think that it was someone in the crowd. He wasn't aiming at the president.
Why then? Why was it necessary for me to do a thing like that?
Depending on your answer, I might take him at your pretty little head. Why was it necessary? I presume the reason is connected to the one thing that's felt out of place. The one who shot the balloon was the president's bodyguard, Knightley. Knightley shot the balloon. Yeah, okay. So we need to use that as another piece of logic, maybe. That fact will change the entire viewpoint of this case. Okay. So we got an assassination attempt. The president was targeted during his speech. This was likely a premeditated crime. This doesn't help me. In his position, he couldn't turn right. Plans were altered so he could stand on the right side. Maybe that's why? I don't know. Maybe he saw something and he reacted, but he could only, like, turn and shoot to the left? It's a bit of a stretch, but it works better than the assassination attempt logic piece, I think. Let's try. Why was Knightley's position changed?
Because I can't turn my head to the right. My position got changed to the president's left side. In other words, I was relocated to the right side of the stage.
Was that really the only reason? If the plans had not changed, and Knightley remained on the left side of the stage, Knightley can't turn his head to the right. Would he have been able to aim at the balloon on the left side of the stage? Perhaps the security plans were altered so that Knightley could shoot the balloon. If that's the case... What's this? The details of the security plans were changed.
Yeah, that's right. It was changed yesterday. President's orders.
The security plans were changed on the president's orders. Was this done so Knightley could shoot the balloon? Do we also need to use this piece of logic right now? Or later? Yeah, I guess so. So premeditated. Likely premeditated crime. And there were changes done beforehand by the president. Could this mean that it was the president who premeditated the crime? In other words, the president knew about the balloon being shot. He knew about the attempt on his own life. If you think about it that way, everything that's been out of place is beginning to add up. Why was the assassin able to get a gun past such a tight security? Why was the assassin wearing a conspicuous red hood? Why did they use a laser sight that would so easily reveal their location? Why was the president so calm after being shot? This was the truth the president and his subordinates tried to conceal. There can be only one reason why Knightley fired the gun. The entire assassination was a setup.
Huh? How dare you? Do you seriously understand what you're implying with this?
Of course I understand. In fact, now I understand everything. Mr. President, you wish to take the investigation rights from me. That was all so you could conceal the real truth.
How dare you mock me with these spurious allegations?
Mock you? That was not my intention. I simply used logic to uncover the truth. That is all. Knightley fired the first shot in order to rupture the balloon. Hearing the gunshot and the sound of the balloon bursting, the audience began to panic. This was followed by one more shot.
Wait! One more shot?
Yes, Knightley turned towards the balloon and pulled the trigger a second time. The second gunshot was also fired by Knightley, to create the illusion of the second shot hitting the president.
So, what about the bullet that hit the president's bulletproof vest?
It was there beforehand? What if that bulletproof vest had been prepared in advance?
What's the matter, Mr. President? Afraid of facing a little bullet?
Wait, who's holding it?
Hold it! That's not true. I was definitely shot.
If we examine the bullet in your vest, it would answer the question for us. Will we find Rook's blood on that bullet?
But the person in the red hood who shot me is in that photo.
Objection! Weren't you listening, Mr. President? From the bullet's trajectory, the one who fired the shot must have been Knightley.
Then, Nicole...
She too was part of the president's plan. She was to bear the blame and become the false assassin. The
red-hooded figure!
Exactly. I don't know how much of the plan Miss Swift knew beforehand. However, she did fire the gun. All she did was aim the laser pointer at the president's head. So she was in on it. And they didn't tell her that she was going to be the scapegoat. That's right. Sorry, again, confusing my southern accent.
That's right.
Once a crowd began to panic, you would turn your parka inside out. And thus, the red-hooded figure vanished. After that, you discarded the gun and security plan in the trash. And the illusion of the assassin vanishing like a ghost was complete.
And with the assassin gone, the case will go unsolved, pal.
Yes, that was what he hoped for.
That's why you wouldn't let Mr. Edgeworth investigate the case!
Exactly. All of this was an asinine publicity stunt from a lying president.
But you...
Oh. Oh crap, what happened to him? Oh.
You are wrong. I
Revealed his true form. I love when they do that with the bad guys here. That they always scream and look differently. He's all pudgy now. The assassination is a lie, isn't it?
The chief. Why did he have to pick you? This should not have happened.
Whoa, who was that? That was a weird voice. Well played, Mr. Prosecutor.
Knightley.
I'm speaking with the president now. Thank you very much. Oh shit. Wait, is he loading or unloading?
You're a chess player. You know knights always strive to protect their king.
I think his voice was actually dubbed by one of the translators.
So shut up. Now.
Are you threatening me, Mr. Knightley? Doesn't, well, now might be too late. But doesn't Gumshoe also have a gun?
Ah! What's with this guy?
Oops. Sorry. I went over the top there. But on to business. As my first move, I want to ask you a question. You You say I fired a gun on the stage, right? Then it should have been caught. The entire audience was watching me.
Oh, well, no. Because... there... yeah, we can see it now. I missed it earlier. But his right hand is gone, and he's looking to the left, so he definitely... they opened their cases, and then he shot his gun. I think I'm starting to see this too.
I see. Now it's my move. You used a certain object to prevent the spectators from seeing you.
A certain object?
What did Knightley use to prevent the audience from seeing him?
And we got it right here. Bulletproof attaché case.
Take that!
The attaché case.
Exactly. I'd like you to have a look at this photo Kay took. Your right hand is completely hidden by the case. This photo captures the exact moment you secretly fired the gun. You used the attaché case as a screen.
Objection! You seem to enjoy making up convenient stories, Mr. Prosecutor. But you've missed something.
What have I missed?
That everything you said is just a hypothesis, a theory. Flags flapping in the wind, using the case as a screen. The security plans were modified because I can't move my neck.
Actually, you said that.
You've got no decisive evidence. Ugh. Yeah, it'd be great if you had the bullet hit the balloon. The bullet that hit the balloon. Then you could examine it and see if the ballistic markings matched my gun. But that bullet's probably at the bottom of the lake. Finding it would be real tough, right?
I hate to admit it, but it's as he says. There's no decisive evidence.
If there's no proof, the only thing you can do is shut up. So do so.
Wait, who's holding it?
Hold it! Miss Swift. That's it. If she speaks, we could hear new testimony.
Hey lady, you got something to say?
Never mind.
There we go. I thought so.
Nicole! Don't be afraid. The truth will escape if you let that man intimidate you. You're a reporter, a journalist, are you not?
I will not remain silent.
You'd better consider your position. Use your head before saying something you'll regret.
I forgot the #1 rule of journalism. Journalists must not tell lies. Y'all can't call it a scoop if it ain't the truth. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm sorry. I've been hiding this the whole time. This is... I used this laser pointer to aim at the president. That's all I did. I never fired the gun.
You stupid woman! If you testify, you'll be admitting you're an accomplice.
I don't care. I'm going to tell him everything. 3 days ago, I was covering an event at the Zhengfa embassy. Then, some of the president's men called me over. They said if I cooperated, I'd get an exclusive interview with the president. And the gun in the trash? I really don't know. All I was told was to come wearing a red hood and to aim the laser pointer. I never thought it would snowball into all of this. I'm really, truly sorry.
Nicole, thank you. That was a testimony worthy of the courtroom. All right, chairs.
This is sufficient testimony to verify the fake assassination plot.
Damn you! The lot of you!
You're all a bunch of mindless morons.
It's a shame. If only you had been able to usurp the investigation as planned. You would have been able to silence this young lady.
Whoa. Blast! He almost shot himself in the head.
So, tomorrow's headlines now read: Fake assassination plan exposed. Becomes a murderer. Becomes a murder. Right?
I still don't know what bullet hit Rook, though. He tried to shoot something else, and by mistake he shot Knightley? He shot Rook? I guess that's possible.
I can't believe that you do something this horrible, pal.
I admit nothing. Who's holding it?
Hold it,
The president?
Knightley. That's enough. You have no choice but to admit it.
So, Mr. President, you admit that you planned a fake assassination.
Yes, I admit it. I'm sorry.
But why? Why did you have to do this?
My approval ratings in Zhengfa have fallen. I wanted to appeal to them as a strong president who survived an assassination. But in the end, it was just a lie. A stupid lie.
Oh, the poor guy. He looks so sad.
And the bullets in the bulletproof vest?
Prepared earlier. It was not fired today.
Data updated. The embedded bullet was prepared earlier.
But what about Mr. the Killer?
It seems our plan was leaked.
Oh no, not the Spanish Inquisition. Not cheese.
Someone wanted to make this fake assassination real.
Oh, so maybe he did shoot and he's the one who killed Rook? Or...
That's why the killer wore the red raincoat.
Wow, he's really good then.
He would impersonate the culprit from the plan in order to approach the president.
But there's still one thing I don't understand.
What's that?
Why did Rook die? His death was not a part of this charade, and yet it really happened.
Yes. Why was his life taken?
Ethan was an outstanding bodyguard. Even though he wasn't from my country, he had my utmost respect.
Yeah, the poor guy. Like, this was all a fucking charade. And the guy died because of it. Not even really protecting it, like, defending his life.
I wouldn't think that having the trust of a cowardly president meant that much, honestly.
Hey, that's the same sort of bond between me and Mr. Edgeworth, pal.
I wouldn't put it that way. Did Rook know of your plan?
Not the exact details. I asked him to cooperate, and he refused.
You should have listened to his advice.
Yes, indeed. I wouldn't have done all this if I had known.
You're being too dramatic.
Huh? What?
Rook was just one piece of the president's defense.
Knightley. That's...
It's not as if he cooperated with your plan. I did. He ran away, taking whatever dignity he had left with him. Good riddance. So maybe Knightley shot Rook in order to take his place.
I know you're a valuable bodyguard, but still.
I don't have time for this, sir. I'm the team leader now. There's going to be a lot of changes now that the chicken's gone. Alright, adaptation is the most important principle in chess.
I knew you always wanted to be the team leader. But isn't this a bit imprudent?
I will orchestrate even more perfect plans, just like this one. You call this a perfect plan?
You definitely have ambition. But was it your perfect plan today a failure?
If it weren't for you and that idiot Rook, it would have been perfect.
What did Rook do?
If you hadn't died, the killer wouldn't have threatened me. You would have never set foot in this plane. Knightley, how can you say such a thing? Yeah, he died to save you, Mr. President. Maybe fulfill his lifelong ambition.
He died protecting the president.
Huh? But the assassination was fake, right?
Of course it was. But you need to listen closer, little girl. Remember the guy who wanted to make the fake assassination real? There were 2 gunshots at the time of the incident. The first was as you said. I shot the balloon. But the second one wasn't me.
So who fired the second shot?
The real assassin. But it wasn't the killer. He intended to attack the president with a knife, not a gun. The lucky winner was the hidden queen. Or should I say, the lady in the coat over there.
Huh?
You're accusing Nicole, pal?
I ain't no assassin. Really? I don't believe you. I guess this isn't over yet, folks.
The gun that was left in the trash. That was yours, right?
Knightley's testimony. Okay.
I shot the balloon and entered the plane with Rook and the president. Rook waited in the cabin while I led the president to the security room. When I came out, Rook was already on the ground. The bullet that lady fired must have hit him while we escorted the president to the plane. The shot was fired from the gun you found in the trash.
So, you're saying you don't know exactly where the victim was shot?
A knight's job isn't to protect the Rook.
You think she is the assassin because who the fuck is a reporter that has a bear trap? That's a good point, honestly. But I don't know, she seems like the person... She has a huge backpack filled with stuff, so I don't know. That is a good point, though. Jeez, I gotta agree.
It's to protect the king.
Huh?
What he's trying to say is that his job was to protect the president only.
It's over if you lose the king. Checkmate. That's the first rule of chess.
If you let your pieces get taken in front of you, you're not likely to win.
But I did win. Look, the president is safe.
She could have How to Get Away with Murder 101 in there. That's also true. We should probably search it.
Don't claim victory when the game has only just begun.
Okay, so, I don't know. I spotted there are actually some things that might be wrong with his testimony. First thing is that it seems that the 2 shots, yeah, were right one after the other. So he should have been shot really quickly. Or maybe one bang is the gunshot and the other bang is the balloon. But no, it wouldn't be bang bang. It would be too instantaneous if there were 2... Like, it wouldn't be noticeable, I think. The sound of the balloon. Even if it made a pop. I don't know, big balloons don't usually make a popping sound like the small ones, I think. So we got that. We also had... There was something else that bothered me. I'll pinpoint it soon. So I shot the balloon and entered the plane with Rook and the president. Hold it!
So the victim had no part in your plan?
Yeah, that's right. He didn't even know it was all fake.
So you're saying he thought it was the real assassination attempt? Huh. But you fired the gun right next to him. Wouldn't he have noticed?
Maybe he did. Not that it matters now. Besides, even if he thought the assassination attempt was a fake, his duty was to protect the king.
He made a split-second decision to sacrifice himself. The victim was truly a man of honor.
You're wrong.
It was all part of my plan. He simply assisted in our little performance on stage.
Okay. We're waiting in the cabin while I let the president into the security room. Well, we can't dispute that right now, but let's press it. Hold it! Why did you do that? The assassination was supposed to be fake.
There were a lot of guests milling around outside. Wouldn't it be bad if the president, who just escaped an assassination, was seen lounging around and drinking grape juice? Imagine the headlines.
Actually, if anything, that would just make him appear more badass. Kind of like the story about Teddy Roosevelt, where he was shot in the middle of the speech, I think, and he finished it before getting off stage. Could have been the same story. He was shot and then went to have a bit of grape juice. What was the victim doing at that time?
How should I know? I was with the president inside the security room. Anyway.
Okay, nothing too suspicious so far. Randall fucking Teddy, yeah. Yeah, he seemed like a pretty cool guy from all the stories I've heard. I came out, Rook was already on the ground. Like, he's got a lot of good things attributed to him. Like, speak soft and carry a big stick. That's a good line. And what was that thing that they said? Because he died in his sleep. And there was something that, I don't remember who, but someone said that Death had to take Roosevelt in his sleep. Because... Wait, Roosevelt? Teddy? Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt, right? So Death would have to take him in his sleep because if he was awake there would have been a fight or something. That's also pretty badass. Came out, Rook was already on the ground. Hold it! Where did you find the body?
About where he is now. He collapsed in the middle of this room. When I returned, the door to the plane was already closed. The bullet must have hit Rook right before the door closed. Talk about a hassle. It's all his fault that this plan failed.
Knightley, that's too far.
Even if he protected the king, he couldn't protect his honor. He was careless in his duty, and he paid the price for it.
This man is truly despicable.
As I was saying,
the bullet that the lady fired must have hit him while we escorted the president to the plane. So yeah, that's the only thing that really stands out to me right now. It seems that the two gunshots were right after the other.
hold it!
Weren't you both carrying a bulletproof attaché cases?
Yeah, when Rook noticed the laser pointer. We opened up those bad boys and became the president's shield.
You're telling me the bullet slipped through the space between your shields? Are you claiming that Miss Swift had such precise aim?
Well, she was targeting the president. I wouldn't say her aim is precise at all.
So the bullet was off target, it just happened to hit the victim instead. Through the tiny gap between the bulletproof vest and the case.
I don't want to believe it either, but they say the truth is stranger than fiction. Rook was hit by a 1 in a million shot, and you have the evidence to prove it.
I don't know, man. The shot was fired from the gun found in the trash. Was it, though? Can we really prove it? I got the gun right here. You know the 2 shots have been fired. So this could also be the point. Like if he was if the shot was fired like that, I don't know. Maybe it was filled with blanks, but we don't know. Even though spotting blanks is really easy, but I don't know if most people know that. So the devs might have played on that. Anyhow, hold it. So the second shot wasn't part of your plan?
That's right. She did that on her own. You think about it. Wasn't she desperate for a scoop?
I'm a journalist. I know murderer.
Well then, who was the one who joined the plan in order to get exclusive coverage?
Then why would you shoot the president if she wanted to get, like, an exclusive interview?
It's just like you said.
I orchestrated this fake assassination attempt. She was only supposed to aim the laser pointer. I guess it wasn't enough for her. She prepared her own gun and took aim at the president. She probably thought she wouldn't get caught if she went on and shot me too.
Knightley fired the first shot, and then Miss Swift fired the second one.
In other words, Nicole also had a gun. I never thought she was the type.
Without any proof, it's just pure speculation.
Then BAM! Let's present some evidence.
Okay, so yeah, I think according to the hint they gave me at the end there, I think it is the final statement. And I need to show the gun. Because then, like, what happened to the second shot? So let me try this, and if not, maybe I'll try the angle of him being shot while they were carrying in the president. Objection! So you shot the balloon, and Miss Swift shot Rook. Is that really true?
I can't see it any other way.
The gun we discovered in the trash was fired twice. The number of gunshots don't add up. Again, he's really not like, this is not safe way to carry and handle a gun. Why don't the gunshots add up? It's simple. This gun is fake evidence left behind by the real criminal.
Fake evidence?
Swear to God, someone is gonna lie on the side of her bag, get their fucking ribs crushed. Possibly, yeah. It's not very safe, I agree. Especially with it, like, you know, every time she gets nervous, it activates. So that's really not safe.
Fake news?
Think about it. The criminal planted this for a reason. By finding the gun, we'd assumed that the assassin was in the audience. In order to make us believe that the gun was used by the assassin, the gun needed to appear as if it had been fired twice.
I get it! Because 2 shots were fired during the incident!
However, we proved that the bullet that hit the balloon did not come from this gun. Therefore, I have my doubts as to whether this gun also took Rook's life.
Here it comes. You're packing some serious heat. Enough with the song and dance. You've come this far. Go ahead and say it.
I won't just say it, I'll prove it. The one who really shot Rook is... well, it had to have been, right? It also makes sense since he got his position now, and he doesn't seem to think very highly of Rook at all. Take that! Horace Knightley, you murdered Rook. You finally said it.
Knightley, you couldn't have.
Oh, welcome back, chairs. I don't care if you break your elbow, Vine. I don't know what that is, but it looks good. I'll check it out later, chairs. Thanks. You intended to murder Rook and claim he was a victim of the assassination. Once the president had entered the security room and the door to the plane was closed, only the victim and Knightley would have been left in this room. And at that moment, you fired a third bullet, directly at Rook.
Objection. A third bullet?
Ha! Only 2 gunshots were heard. The numbers don't match up. Objection! The plane's walls are soundproof. If the door was closed... oh, so maybe the second bang we heard was the balloon. Oh, it was just about the Knightley's... oh, I get it. Okay. The gunshot would not have been heard outside.
But wasn't the president in the next room?
That's true. The president may have heard the gunshot. Mr. President, did you hear a gunshot?
I didn't hear any gunshots.
But were you watching this room through the security cameras?
The cameras in this room aren't usually turned on. I turned on the power after I entered the security room.
So you didn't turn on the power immediately after entering the room?
No, actually, I...
What is it? He's not being clear. Mr. President, focus. This is vital.
I was... That is... I
Please!
was hiding under the bed, covering my ears.
What? But you knew the assassination was fake.
It doesn't matter. I simply hate the sound of guns. That terrifying sound. I just can't help it.
That definitely ain't going in my article. Ahem. Knightley, you saw the president hiding under the bed. Furthermore, you could tell if the security cameras had been turned on by looking at the monitors. In that moment, when the president wouldn't hear the gunshot or see the room, you had a chance to fire a third bullet at Rook.
Knightley, did you really? You deceived me.
You really think I killed that moron? That's cold, Mr. President. Have a little faith in me. The bodyguard who's risking his life to protect you.
I want to believe you. I really do, but...
I just don't get it. Why are you suspecting me alone? There's still the possibility that she's the killer. Not really, if you shot him in here. This gun is not the murder weapon. The number of missing bullets makes that clear. Maybe it was one short to begin with. Ever think of that? What? Maybe it already fired a shot yesterday, or the day before. And the second shot was fired today, the one that hit Rook.
Well, isn't that just the perfect excuse?
Excuse? The possibility exists. You can't deny that. He's right. I can't deny it completely. You need decisive evidence. Evidence so decisive that it makes my heart stop and my logic crumble. You got something like that? Gah!
Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do anything? At this rate, Nicole will...
Mr. Prosecutor. It's true. I did an awful thing for a scoop. But I never kill nobody. I could never do a thing like that. Decisive evidence. If I could prove the murder weapon was Knightley's gun. Prove it was his gun. Yeah, it'd be great if you had the bullet that hit the balloon. Then you could examine it and see if the ballistic markings match my gun. If you can find the bullet that took Rook's life, we can determine which gun fired the shot from the ballistic markings. If you've got no evidence, then we're done talking. Objection! Hold it! Then why did you say objection? What? You don't seriously have decisive evidence. Naturally. That's a big joke. Well, come on now, show us! What is this so-called evidence? The bullet that took Rook's life. That's the decisive evidence I need. I was actually thinking earlier about where the bullet could have gone, but I think I know. Do I have it? Of course I do. I have the bullet right, here, somewhere. The canary doesn't sing. Just shoot it. Or so the saying goes. Really? I never heard that saying. Just as I hoped. I'm gonna blast a hole in you. Right in your chest. Oh. Wait, really? I thought I did. Oh, well, I don't have the bullet, but I think I know where it went. Rook was killed here, so where did the bullet go? Come to think of it, there's one thing in this room that's always felt out of place. The bullet that took Rook's life. That's the decisive evidence I need. This evidence, do I have it? I guess not. I don't have it.
Okay. It's game over, man.
However, it is somewhere in this room.
What?
The bullet that killed Rook pierced through his body. So where did the bullet go? Earlier, you explained it like this. The bullet that took Rook's life pierced through his body and then hit the vest.
That's right. It'd be dangerous if he hadn't worn that bulletproof vest.
However, now that the fake assassination plan has come to light, we know that the bullet in the bulletproof vest was prepared earlier. So then, where did the bullet go?
Interesting. Very interesting. Do you have the answer?
Do I have evidence that shows the location of the bullet that killed Mr. Rook?
And I'm pretty sure it should be right over here. Security monitors. Specifically where the doll is.
Take that! In this room, there is one thing that's clearly missing.
Something missing? You sure it's not your brain?
I'd like you to look at the rack of security monitors. It seems you've noticed, Mr. President. Among these images of the plane's surroundings, only the feed from the right side of the plane is absent. That's what's missing. A single monitor.
Ugh.
Oh, so it's not the doll? I thought he maybe like shot the doll's horn or something and then covered it since there's glass shards there.
Mr. President, there was originally a monitor here, wasn't there? Oh, he shot the monitor, then took it out, and then placed the doll, maybe.
That's right. Why is there a stuffed toy now?
Oh, he lied. It's not the president's stuffed toy, it's just something he found. That must have been put there to hide the empty space where the monitor used to be. Why is the monitor missing, and where did it go? Why? Undoubtedly, because it was hit by the bullet. In order to make us think that the bullet really hit the bulletproof vest. It would be a problem if another bullet hole was discovered.
So then, where did the monitor go?
Where? It should be hidden somewhere inside this plane. There has been a chance to dispose of it outside since it was shot. Detective Gumshoe, search this plane.
Roger that, sir. President Wong, you said extraterritorial laws apply to this plane. I will allow it. There is no problem. I just want to know the truth of Rook's death. Damn it! You think this is a joke? You always like this! Rook this, Rook that!
Detective, we have his approval. Go ahead.
Mr. Edgeworth, I found it, sir!
Good work, Detective. Now let's extract this bullet from the monitor.
If I do this here, and then do that... I got it!
Well, it's definitely stained with blood. I'm certain this is the bullet that killed Rook.
Very interesting.
This is the bullet that will crush your argument. The decisive evidence that blows a hole in your logic. If the ballistic markings on this bullet do not match the gun found in the audience area, Miss Swift will be cleared of suspicion. What's wrong? Cat got your tongue? Detective, we need to examine the ballistic markings. Send the gun and bullet to forensics.
Roger. We should be able to find clear markings on this bullet, sir.
I really wonder how they do that.
Now then, let's listen to the forensic report.
Reporting! First, the blood on this bullet matches the victim's blood.
So, this bullet really did take Rook's life.
Oh man, look at the president. His gut hanging out and everything. I hate when it turns out like that. When people who seem really cool end up being losers like this. Well, not losers, but just like fakes.
Also, Horace Knightley's fingerprints were found in this gun.
Oh, interesting.
Knightley's fingerprints probably came from when he took all our evidence. The real issue is the ballistic markings.
Yeah, I really did.
If the markings don't match, Miss Swift would be cleared of suspicion.
And the bullet's ballistic markings matched this gun.
Oh shit! What? What?
They match?
What? No way.
There's no mistake. The bullet was fired from this gun. I kind of forgot what voice I did.
What? Huh? That's strange. Looks like I was right after all. Naturally.
How could this be?
Did you really think you had me cornered?
Could he have switched? He switched the guns when he had the evidence with him. This is actually his gun. And he switched between them when he had the evidence. So he could do this. It has to be it. He could have even switched the bullets, honestly. So I'm not even going to bother to check.
You misread the board. The one who's been cornered is you.
Knightley's logic.
If the ballistic markings match the gun, there can be no doubt. The bullet that killed Rook was fired from the gun you found in the audience area. Who could have used the gun? Not me, because I was on stage. But what about that lady reporter in the audience? All the evidence points to that young lady as the assassin who killed Rook.
But this makes no sense since we found the bullet inside the plane. She couldn't, like, the bullet couldn't have gone like that. So that already should be a contradiction.
Well, it's your move, Mr. Prosecutor. Where did you find this gun again? And which gun fired the bullet? At least we know. It ain't me. This can't be happening. The President and I have admitted to the fake assassination plot. Now it's your turn to admit who the real criminal is.
That doesn't make Nicole the criminal.
Don't get riled up, Kay. Let him have his say first. After he's done, it won't be too late to begin our counterattack.
All right, Mr. Edgeworth.
Rebuttal. Well, again, I didn't spot like anything specific. I think I should try pressing. I think something new will come to light if I press him. Hold it! No. That's...
Objection! Did you say it earlier? This is the decisive evidence. Gah! Well, how does it feel to have a hole blown through your reasoning?
The ballistic markings match the gun we found, so... Does that mean Nicole really was the shooter?
I like to believe otherwise.
But he's got the decisive evidence on his side, sir.
Indeed. How should I proceed? If Miss Swift isn't the killer, then the ballistic markings should not match. Thoughts, Kay?
If the evidence is impossible, then maybe we should doubt the evidence itself, right?
Doubt the evidence?
Nicole's definitely not a criminal. So, if the evidence says that she's a criminal, there must be something wrong with it.
You seem awfully sure of yourself.
It's a great thief's intuition.
Intuition. Still, it's quite possible. Above all, Miss Swift doesn't seem like the type of person to tell such elaborate lies. In court, the evidence is everything, and yet, here I am doubting it. Which evidence do I doubt? The gun. If anything's suspect here, it can only be the gun.
The bullet was discovered just a moment ago. It couldn't have been tampered with yet. Did Knightley have a chance to tamper with a gun? Yes, he did.
You should hand over all evidence you've collected so far and leave this plane at once.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, be a good boy and do as you're told. I cannot resist any longer. That's it! You could have tampered with a gun at that time. There's no doubt that this gun is the real murder weapon. In that case, the owner of this gun had to be Knightley. Take that! He must have switched the guns. Without a doubt, this is Knightley's own gun. Knightley's revolver data updated in my organizer. Interesting. How do we prove it, though? I was thinking maybe we can find Miss Swift's fingerprints or something, but I don't know. Oh, so we have that. How do I present it now? Did it update here? Switch with a gun found in the audience area. Yeah, Knightley's revolver. So we probably need to use this piece of evidence, but where? Well, we'll keep pressing for now, I think. There's nothing new there. Hold it! Knightley, you...
Objection! You're the one who should hold it. You proved it yourself. Don't tell me you're going to betray your own logic.
The bullet is stained with the victim's blood. So it's clear it took the victim's life. And the ballistic markings match the gun we found in the trash can.
Nice, nice. Your face betrays your thoughts, Mr. Prosecutor.
At this rate, he'll get away.
Now that you've got a firm grasp of reality, it's time to take the next step. The link between the gun and the bullet is clear, so...
Could have used the gun. Oh, hold it! Who? Indeed.
You already know the answer. You just don't want to admit it, huh? I know the feeling. It's probably like how I felt before. Feeling so irritated, just itching to pull the trigger. But this ain't the time to be joking around. Only one person could have used that gun. Not me, because I was on stage.
I'm not sure where to present this evidence. It could be over here. Could also... Well, we'll see. Let's keep pressing. Hold it! Do you have proof that Miss Swift fired the gun?
Whoa there. Did the boys in blue already prove that?
But Nicole's fingerprints weren't found on the gun.
And yours were all over it, pal. Objection. Well, that's because I was handling all the evidence earlier. That lady isn't the killer. Who else could be? You were the one who cornered the assassin in the audience. Gah! Capiche? In fact, from the very angle on the board.
All the evidence points to the young lady as the assassin who killed Brooke. I think this is the one I should... This is where I should present the gun, but let's press it just in case. Hold it! I don't recall that being proven.
Well, what exactly have you proved? Oh yeah, you proved that I fired the bullet first. But you're forgetting one crucial thing. Why were you called in here in the first place? That's obvious, pal. We came to find the truth. Do you consider the worsening relationship with Zhang Fa to be the truth? No. Your purpose here was to solve the attempted assassination incident.
My purpose here is for me to decide. It is not to be decided by the likes of you.
Whatever. If you spend all day arguing like this, the case is gonna go unsolved. Just give it up already. The real criminal is that lady over there.
No, the real criminal can be none other than this man. The ballistic markings match the gun we discovered in the trash can. When did Knightley have the opportunity to touch the gun? It could only have been when I handed over the evidence.
Mr. Edgeworth, is there anything we can do?
Our reasoning up until now has not been wrong. This is an obstacle we'll have to overcome.
But doesn't he have decisive evidence?
A testimony born from lies will always contain a contradiction. Firstly, I need to press Knightley for more details.
I thought I did that though. Maybe I need to press this again since this is what gave me the piece of evidence. I'm gonna try and press this one more time. Hold it!
It's true, the markings match. However,
You just don't know where to quit. You're secretly having doubts about the evidence. You should know better than anyone that the evidence never lies. Besides, don't you know it's against the rules to yell hold it during chess?
he's avoiding my question. But I can already see the answer. When we handed over the evidence to Knightley, he switched his own gun with the one we found in the trash can. So, it's only natural that the ballistic markings match.
Looks like your turn's over. It's my move now.
Okay, so yeah, I'm kind of thinking that this is where, I don't know, worst case I'll just try on all statements or something, but this might be it.
Objection!
Shit.
I don't see the point of your testimony.
Oh, and you think you're any better? Always rambling on and on. You're the one who can't make a straight point. You sure have the capacity for this? You sure you have the capacity for this? Mentally speaking.
There was no contradiction. I need to calm down and think things over again.
Okay, so maybe I need to look at the evidence again. Maybe the gun is not the one I need. Got this, we got the newspaper article, tape recorder, bullets trajectory. That's for the first shot though. Case camera data. That doesn't help me. Security plans. No. The revolver, I think this is it, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I do need to try and check this. Examine the... Okay, still 2 bullets.
This gun fired 2 bullets. That matches the number of gunshots heard.
Okay, yeah, that's the same dialogue as before. This doesn't help us. Red raincoat. Doesn't see how this is a contradiction. Bulletproof attaché case. Don't see how this is a contradiction. Not this either. Bulletproof vest. Security monitors. Calling card. The bullets. I don't see anything that can work for our advantage here other than the gun. But I'm not sure when to present it. It was fired from the gun you found in the audience area. It could be this too, since this... Oh! This is the contradiction, since it's not the gun found in the audience area. This is not that gun, so I think this is a contradiction right here. Objection!
Knightley, you fiend! You switched the guns! The gun that matched the ballistic markings was yours all along.
Interesting choice of move you've made there.
The switch occurred at the time you seized the evidence. When we were arguing with the President over the investigation rights. You detached the laser sight from the gun found in the audience area and attached it to your gun. Then, when you returned the evidence, you gave me your own gun.
Did I do that? So what you're saying is that I knew you'd want to examine the ballistic markings.
Indeed. Staying one move ahead of your opponent. Isn't that the fundamental rule of chess?
I'm glad you feel that way, Mr. Prosecutor. But you're giving me too much credit. Besides, can you even prove I pulled the old switcheroo with the guns?
Oh damn, another one. Knightley's Logic Part 2.
So the gun happened to be the same model as mine. Pure coincidence. But, take a closer look. Only one of them has a laser pointer attached to it. Check the number of bullets left in the chamber. Only 2 shots fired, see? There's no evidence that I switched the guns, right?
Well, but your gun would also have only 2 shots fired. One for the balloon and one for Rook.
Giving you too much credit? That hardly sounds like something you'd say.
Guess I'm just more modest than you.
That's a great line.
Well, except when I'm in front of a chessboard.
But we are not in front of the chessboard.
That's too bad. Don't use that as an excuse later. I didn't lose the game. I just couldn't find enough evidence.
You're the one who should have an excuse ready. You didn't beat me at chess. You only found the evidence.
Okay. Happens to be the same model, pure coincidence. Only one of them has a laser pointer attached to it. Check the number of bullets. Well, we'll press all of them since it's only 3 statements, but I think it's the last one that's the key. Hold it!
Coincidence, you say?
Or perhaps it was simply bound to happen. Which was it, pal? Us bodyguards needed to use them to protect the president. And no matter how you slice it, that lady's a total amateur with guns. It was necessary for both of us to use revolvers.
A revolver? Like the one Knightley's carrying? Why would it be necessary?
It has a simpler mechanism, so it's easier to use. Something along those lines, probably.
You gotta get the job done. If you do this sort of thing, there's nothing better.
Revolver Ocelot could tell us the same thing. Since he's also obviously an amateur.
The truth is, I thought it was a pure coincidence all along.
Only one of them has a laser pointer. Yeah, but so what? You could have switched them. Hold it!
You attached the laser pointer to the gun yourself.
Oh yeah, prove it. Show me the evidence.
Well, that's...
You can't go around calling people liars without a proof. Did your daddy teach you that?
Actually, his dad was like killed in an elevator or something when he was in it, if I remember right. It's kind of traumatic.
At that point, I've got evidence on my side.
So I think this is the key piece of, Hold it!
Something's been bothering me for a while now. What about the chamber of your own gun?
My woman here. Now that you mention it.
Even though he shot several shots inside the plane and also like emptied his chamber a couple of times and refilled it with bullets, but I guess that's not canon or something.
I've been firing it off for a while now.
Like so.
Every time he fires, he reloads the gun.
Oh, so it is canon. It did actually happen.
So there's no way to check the status from the time of the incident.
That's it. In order to switch the guns, he would have needed to reload the bullets. Knightley is barehanded, and he had no time to put on gloves when the switch was made.
Oh, nice one, Edgy. That's it. Fingerprints on the bullets.
Well, I think it's about time for me to resign. How about it, Prosecutor Edgeworth?
How do I prove this, though? Fingerprints on bullets. Let's just press the last piece and see. Hold it!
If it's evidence,
Objection! There isn't any. If there is, show it to me. We know there is, pal. Don't we, Mr. Edgeworth?
there's no time for another investigation. I can only use what I have right now. Think. Consider all the possibilities.
If you've got something to show, let me know.
Evidence that Knightley switched the guns? Does that even exist?
There's no evidence that directly proves that Knightley switched the guns. Yet, we know for a fact he did.
If he didn't, there would be no explanation for the ballistic markings.
I need to carefully consider the meaning behind every piece of evidence linked to this testimony. The truth must be there. Okay, so it's not as obvious as I thought. Check the bullets in the chamber, only 2 shots fired. Well, we were talking about this. Let me see. It has to be something with a revolver, right? Were they saying the same thing now if we check it? Same dialogue from the beginning? 2 bullets. Yeah. What if we examine these further? Damn it. Yeah. So that doesn't help us. I still think we need to present this one though. Government code, bulletproof attaché case, crime scene notes, display surveillance videos, and the bullet. I don't think this is as relevant. I think it's definitely the gun. I'm just not sure where to show it. I'm gonna try here, since we're talking about bullets in the chamber, but let's try. Objection! Shit. What do you think of this?
Mr. Prosecutor, haven't you forgotten the rules of chess?
Maybe I should present this instead.
Gotcha! It's against the rules to touch the piece and then not move it.
What? Is it? I never heard of that.
Take the penalty.
Shit.
Ugh.
What was I thinking? Okay. So what... Shit, what could it be? Let me try and press this again. Let's go with this. Something's been bothering me. Oh! I think in this game they added a new thing that sometimes we need to press the same statement a number of times. Something's been or is that the same dialogue you said earlier? Something's been bothering me for a while now. What about the yeah. It is what he said earlier. Then we realize that he loads it every time he shoots. And they would have to move the bullets too. How do I prove that? Every time he fires, he reloads the gun. There's no way to check its status from the time of the incident. He would have needed to reload the bullets. Knightley is barehanded. He had no time to put on gloves when the switch was made. So that obviously means fingerprints. Whoops. We know for a fact he did. If he didn't, there would be no explanation for the ballistic markings. Meaning behind every piece of evidence linked to his testimony. Truth must be there. Well, I don't know if it's not the gun. Is there anything else we have with his fingerprints on it, maybe? I doubt it. Obviously the gun, since he handled it. I don't think there was anything here that would mean this. I don't know right now, man. I still think it's the gun. I think I just might have not used it at the right spot. I'm gonna have to try and use it maybe at the last statement. The laser pointer relevant, number of bullets. Maybe it is this part. I'm gonna try this, and if it's not, then I think it's a different piece of evidence, but let me try this. Objection! And actually, since that's just going to sweep us into another thing, and I know this game can be heavy on dialogue, and even when I think I'm really close to the end of the case, I'm not. It takes like another 20 to 30 minutes. I'm going to have to stop right here, unfortunately. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I did. As usual, these games are just great, and this is no exception. Great case, lots of twists. I'm actually like figuring things out as we go along after you actually have to think things through. That's a lot of... When cheese and chairs to leave. Why is that, Maury? They're good people. They never harmed anyone. Aw, no. Chairs, I want you to stay. Don't listen to grumpy old Maury. He eats ass. And he likes poop.
Don't listen to him. Anyhow, that's it for me. So I gotta get going. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed at least as much as I did. I'll be back tomorrow, same time as today. You can check the schedule to see what time is it for you locally. Other than that, you can, of course, you can start choosing already what game. We're only at the beginning. We're about to finish the first case out of, I think, 5. But you can already start choosing what game I'm going to play after this. The link to the poll where you choose is on my Twitch page, or in Twitch chat you can just write ! Poll, and you'll get the link. Hey, Lomao, how you doing? I'm sorry, I'm just about to go. You arrived just as I'm finishing. But as I was saying, I'll be back here tomorrow. You can check the schedule to see what time for you locally. There's a North American and a European version, depending where you are. And you can also choose what game I'm going to stream after when I finish this, even though there's time. You can only vote once, but you can change your vote as many times as you like. And you can also request games from me through the poll. So feel free to do that. And you can, of course, if you don't want to miss my streams, you can feel free to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Steam, and then it gets you notifications. Oh, we're still at the beginning case. We're nearing the end, but it's still the first case. I've just been taking my time, I guess, doing it slowly, making sure that I make all the mistakes I can before getting the right one. So yeah, you can follow me on those platforms to get notifications so you won't miss the stream, and if you want, you can also follow me on Twitch and YouTube to watch my past broadcasts of this game and others if you want to catch up. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry I gotta leave right now, little Mal. But like I said, I hope to see you tomorrow. I hope to see everybody here again tomorrow, or maybe even sooner with some luck. So take care, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. Marco.